Hello everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we are going to be reviewing chapter 1037 of One Piece, titled Shuran Hake, which I think means, famed for booze in Chinese, but in kanji means drunk dragon bagua. So first off, something that I haven't really mentioned before when it started was the cover story. We have a new one. It's Germa 66's, escape from Whole Cake Island after that arc. And right now, I don't really have any expectations for them right now. Like, I doubt they're going to come to Wano. And they might have an important role later on in the story. But for now, I just don't really think I'm going to comment on that much. So in the future, there are going to be, more additions to this story. And unless there's something that I really feel like I should talk about, I probably won't mention it. But there are really two main parts of this chapter. I mean, we have like a couple stuff in the festival, but who cares? We have the Luffy versus Kaido, and then whatever's happening at the end, which it's a lot. So we have Luffy versus Kaido, and this is actually something very interesting. We have a drunk Kaido, which is something we've obviously seen before. Kaido is pretty known for being drunk, but in being drunk, he has all these different like phases. Like he has what is it, like the sad phase, the angry phase, like laughing phase or whatever. But my personal favorite is his sad phase. It's just so funny because there are a bunch of memes like on like in Twitter, Instagram, whatever, about how Kaido, he used to be this like Luffy Roger like character who wanted to go out and change the world. He seemed very similar to an anime protagonist, and now he's just this drunk sad old guy who just has no ambition in life whatsoever. And this takes it to like the absolute max, It's just his sad phase. And I mean, it's nice to see that Kaido can get just as inebriated as other human beings. But, I'm enjoying it. I do think it does put this fight in a weird place. Because for such a serious fight, it's making it so much more lighthearted than I feel like it should be, but I don't mind it too much. I think it is funny at times. So I don't know how long Oda's gonna play this out, but like near the end, Kyle's like, "Oh, you sobered me up," so I don't know. And Kaido also apparently says that getting drunk wouldn't make him any weaker, which I don't know if we should just take his word for it, because he could very well be lying, or that's just his drunk self saying that. Because it's like, I'll be like, oh, I'm not drunk, whatever, I've never been drunk, obviously, so I wouldn't know what it's like, but it's possible that he is weaker now, even though he has said that he isn't, but I think for now, we should just take Kaido's word for it. But I know once Kaido is defeated, that people are gonna, use that as an excuse to why he was weaker. They'll be like, oh, he was drunk, if he was fighting at full power, then he would have won. And right now, I'm not really interested in doing that power scaling thing. I did do something similar in like my crocodile video, so I'm not going to talk about. I talked about how, oh, crocodile, nobody gave him a fair fight for so long, so he got weaker. Which I think I made good points in that video though. So I don't know, would that be considered power scaling? I don't know. It's a good video. You should check it out. But yeah, so Kaido, he has all these different phases. I think it's cool. And right now, Kaido's like, he's definitely, well, I wouldn't say definitely, he's winning right now. Like, as the fight's going, just taking out all bias, just looking at a fight, like, we know what's probably going to happen, but just taking that out of it, Kaido is winning right now. But it is very realistic for Luffy to turn it on the side, because right now, they're almost evenly matched. The fight started, beginning of one, I think Oda is doing pretty well in hyping Luffy up. It just feels like Luffy being hyped up is what's making people like, oh, this is unrealistic. Just seeing Luffy at that level so quickly, I guess. But at the beginning of Wano, Kaido one-shot Luffy. Then Luffy did a bunch of training, and now he's like really strong. So now Luffy, he's trained up, and I feel like this is the part where most people start like not believing, because now Luffy goes to Kaido and it's a bit more evenly matched. It's still not even, but Luffy is still at least able to contend with Kaido, and I feel like that is what people are thinking is like, oh, come on. You know, at the beginning of the arc, it was like this. And I get it, because we're still in the same arc. It's just that, A, it's been, like, the arc is long, you know? And B, there is a time skip. I don't exactly remember how long the time skip was in between, or how much time has passed in between Kaido and Luffy's first encounter and then the raid. But it's a decent amount of time, I think. And plus, he was, like, training in that sea stone. You know, it makes, like, you know how in Dragon Ball, or, like, any anime, like, they wear, like, the weighted clothing or whatever, or, like, stuff to, like, weaken them, like, Goku training 100 times gravity. I might be like that in One Piece, you know, like, training with the sea stone might help you train. It might make you stronger faster. That could very well be something that exists for Devil Fruit users. I think it's possible. But now Luffy, like, you know, he's fighting Kaido. He's still losing, but then he gets defeated and he comes back up. And I guess another one thing is that Luffy is also recovering really quickly, but he's always been able to do that. Like, go to Alabasta. Luffy got absolutely destroyed in the first fight. He comes back and it's like nothing happened, right? So we have trust in that Luffy will be able to recover quickly. That's not anything new, right? So he's recovered. Now third fight he has the Advanced Conqueror's Haki, and now I think we're gonna get. I think it's gonna be very soon until it's an even fight. Right now I'm not gonna go as far as to say it is an even fight, but I think within the next couple of chapters, not even a couple chapters, within the next 2 or 3 chapters, it will be an even fight, and then a couple chapters after that, this is just assuming that they keep focusing on the first Kaido, which they very well might not be, but a couple chapters after that, Luffy will gain the upper hand and Kaido will be defeated, and I honestly don't think it's that unrealistic, you know? I think Oda did very well doing, like, steps to Kaido. It's not like Crocodile, you know, where Crocodile was this really powerful character who got defeated early on. No, he built up Luffy until he was at that stage, right? Because first, he defeated Doflamingo, which was like a subordinate of Kaido. And then Luffy got stronger, and then he battled with Kaido, which is the first commander of a Yonko, so right, the step below a Yonko. And then we have Kaido, a Yonko. And that, obviously, that is a big gap between first commander and Yonko, but I'm gonna stop power scaling. But the section that happens after they show Luffy versus Kaido is just, it gave me such mixed emotions. Like, I just felt so many things at once. Because first, we see, oh, it's the world government, and it's like Mary Joa, and they're gonna talking about the Reverie. I'm like, oh my god, new information about the Reverie. We're actually gonna find out at least something about what happened. And then the next bell was like, we should put what happened aside for now. And it's like, okay. And then they like talk about Robin and how they need her, which I think will support. The fact that they're still talking about her means that she's probably gonna have a 1 bill bounty at the end of Wano. I am a firm believer in that she will have one of the highest bounties, because they're putting a lot of importance on her, and there's no way she's gonna be. I feel like the payoff to this isn't gonna be that she's gonna be kidnapped, but rather that she's gonna get a really high bounty. I feel like that's how they're gonna pay off this specific plotline. Like, obviously it's going to extend to other arcs, but for all of the stuff in Wano about Nico Robin, I feel like, because CB0, they're still chasing Robin and Brook, like, that's still a hanging plot thread, but the way that's going to pay off, I think one of the main ways is that they're going to give Robin a really high bounty. Who knows, they might even give her like 1.5, 2 bill. They literally might. But yeah, aside from that, it's like, I said this in the last or whatever chapter review when that CP0 were so like quick to leave Wano. I'm like, is Robin not that important? I said, like, why would they be so quick to leave if they really want to get Robin? Shouldn't they at least give it a try? You know, I feel like it's worth the risk. But no, they're like, oh, okay, we'll dip because, you know, Kaido might be defeated, which, like, they were always prepared for that. The ships were literally outside Wano preparing for that very situation. So, I don't know. Their plan is to, like, make Robin die in war, but they don't really need a reason. If they kill a pirate, then it's not that big of a deal. I mean, they don't need to cover up her death. If she dies, like, she's a pirate. She has a bounty. The world government is going to be looked down upon for killing a pirate. But next is also giving me a mixed emotion because basically one of the Navy, you know, people, they were like, oh, there's a giant shadow. Oh, is it an island? I'm like, oh, okay, so they're seeing Onigashima flying over the flower capital. Okay, And then we later find out it's freaking Zunesha. Like, what? What the heck? I I don't even know what to think of that. Basically, okay, before that, they say that's impossible. But that fruit is nothing but legend now, even for us. It hasn't awakened for centuries. How else do you explain the world government giving a specific devil fruit a unique name? Which, first of all, that dialogue's weird because like you're the world government. You know, it's one of the Gorosei saying that. He says, "How else do you explain the world government?" Like, bro, that's you. That's you that you're talking about. Which, I guess he's talking about the world government, like the past generation. Which, so this is something that even the Gorosei don't know. But the world, I don't know, cause are they might be immortal. We don't know how old the Gorosei are. So if something, it says it hasn't awakened for centuries, it's a legend, you know, which is obviously whatever they're talking about does exist because Zunesha's here and has something to do with Zunesha. Wait, the video stopped recording. Hold on. So anyway, like I was saying, they're talking about how it hasn't awakened for centuries and it's even a legend for them, even though it obviously does exist. Now, this does imply that they're not immortal and they weren't around long enough, like those centuries ago. So, that does kind of, I don't know if it deconfirms, but it makes me believe in the theory that the Gorosei are all immortal by like the Ope Ope no Mi, like the eternal youth surgery. It makes me believe in that theory a lot less, just because they're finding something that happened there that was awakened centuries ago, a legend, which you can say that you know that they could have gone the surgery after that. You know, centuries is a long time. That's hundreds of years. But I don't know. It's like, and they're talking about like, the world government. So it's like centuries ago, the world government gave something a name, gave a specific devil fruit a name, and then we see Zunesha. So Zunesha is over 1,000 years old. Pretty sure that's confirmed. And basically, it carries Zoe until I think. Was it that it has like a okay? So it committed a crime a while ago, and some being, some force, forced it to like not. It can't attack anything unless commanded to. Obviously, that's why they talked to Momonosuke and Zoe. But it can't do anything. It keeps carrying Zoe on its back until something happens, right? Isn't there a thing where it's like it has a purpose, and it has to fulfill that purpose? So I think. Is it to come to Wano? Is it to bring Zoe to Wano? Because the thing is, the minks are already at Wano. Like, I feel like most of the minks that are in, that are on Zoe, I feel like most of them are like regular citizens. Which I mean, all the minks are fighters. It's like their thing. You know, they have like all the electric stuff. But still, I don't know. Is Zunesha gonna attack? Is it gonna be even gonna be able to? Also, like the devil fruit is Zunesha. Okay, there are multiple ways of thinking here. A is Zunesha a zone devil fruit, right? So it was originally a human. Okay, okay, and then a zone devil fruit, the elephant no mi model, whatever. Okay, and then he became an elephant. But what was the crime? Was the crime while he was a human or while he was an elephant? He might not even been an elephant. He might have been a regular elephant that ate the fruit to become like that, or Zunesha would just existed. It was already Zunesha. Like the devil fruit has nothing to do with Zunesha. You know, being like the way it is, so big. You know, have such a big lifespan, whatever. And then the fruit gave it a certain power that just we haven't really explored yet. That's possible. Maybe Zunesha wasn't always like that. It wasn't the devil fruit that caused him to have such long legs or whatever. So, I think my guess is that Zunesha was, cause the whole crime thing is what's throwing me off. Cause Zunesha committed a crime, but what crime did it commit? That's the question. Oh god, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think its purpose right now, I think this is what's gonna take it, because that's a big thing. People are talking about like, oh, if Luffy and everyone succeed, how are they gonna be able to take on the world government? Like, what's gonna happen there? So I feel like it's clear that now Zunesha is gonna take them out, and I'm really excited to see where this plotline goes. So overall, it was a good chapter. This last part is super intriguing. I have no idea what's going to happen next. And there is a break next week, which is unfortunate. But I'm excited to see what the future has in store for now. One thing that's really annoying me, though, is the fact that I know most likely, since it's like kind of like a secondary plot point, it's probably not going to be expanded upon for the next couple of chapters. Like, it's going to be a couple weeks until we get to see Zunesha again. Which, you know, that's just what we have to do when reading weekly. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts on the chapter down below. You know, like, subscribe, all that stuff. What do you guys think about Zunesha? Did it eat a devil fruit? Is Zunesha itself a devil fruit? Probably not, but I don't know. Is a devil fruit they're talking about even related to Zunesha? I mean, it probably is, because it was juxtaposed. Or, is that the right word? Juxtaposed? Like, in between, like, people talking about Zunesha. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you liked the chapter. What you think of like Kaido versus Luffy. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.